taking a moment to watch Momentum Moments, where we will literally boost your momentum and your motivation in moments. My name is Abe Brown, and I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and I'm a coach. I'm also the founder of Momentum Coaching. Momentum Coaching exists to engage, to equip, to elevate, and empower as we authentically serve. I want to take a moment here today with you talking about recovering from a crash. Recovering from a crash. In our last video, I told you a story about a funeral I did a few years back. I was 23 years old, and like I mentioned, I was called to this funeral home, a 70-year-old man, and there was myself in attendance at the funeral as the minister conducting it. There was one woman on the front row, and of course there was a paid funeral director there as well. I talked about how this event had shaken me absolutely to my core. And in that last video, I shared a resolution that I made now, which is also a part of the top 5 operating principles of the happiest, most successful people. Here's a quick review. They fully live their life. Number 2, they completely and authentically love people with a wide circle. Number 3, they make a difference. They lead and they influence, they impact others. Number 4, they give more than they receive. And number 5, they live in gratitude always. Now, that led to a bit of a life and a business motto and a rallying cry for me. Every day, I fully resolve to live fully, to love authentically, to serve gratefully, to lead effectively, and to make a difference. That's kind of my personal rallying cry, my motto. Now, after I made that resolution, I had a total meltdown. I crashed. It didn't happen right away, but about 9 or 10 years later. I don't have time to go into the nitty-gritty details of my crash, but the easiest way to describe it is that due to my early years, which were filled with abandonment, pain, and abuse, I didn't know who I was. As I got older and moved into the professional space, I was fairly successful. I was certainly trying hard, but I hadn't dealt with some of the pain and the belief system that grew out of that pain. I was living someone else's story, and I didn't even know it. My focus was on the outside rather than the inside. And this led to some pretty unhealthy behaviors, which impacted myself and many people that I deeply cared about. Eventually, I completely crashed. My point is that you can have sincere intention, authentic desire, and resolve, like I did as that 23-year-old, and still have a crash. I was fully committed to my resolve as a 23-year-old, and yet I still crashed. Now, I don't know if you've ever had a crash, but some of us have. The list of people who have failed or crashed, and of course found out why and addressed it and then put the pieces back together and ultimately found success is pretty impressive. Everyone from Abraham Lincoln to Amadeus Mozart, the Beatles to Beethoven, Michael Jordan to Wayne Gretzky, Bill Gates to Steve Jobs, Harrison Ford to Henry Ford, and Donald Trump to Oprah Winfrey, they have all experienced the continuum of some small success, a spectacular crash or failure, and then recovery on to phenomenal success. Maybe you're somewhere in that continuum as well. So if you're in the recovery mode, here's my question. How do you recover from a crash? Number 1, figure out the why. You know, I've discovered that a crash is often about pain. In other words, that's a root issue. Sometimes it can be about programming. And this is stories that we tell ourselves after we experience pain. And sometimes it's about process, decisions that we've made. So if you're going to recover from a crash, you need to drill into the pain, the programming, and the process. But number 2, you need to change the old why to a new why. You need to heal the pain. You need to deal with the roots. You need to change that programming. You know, I love that saying, love is what we were born with, but fear is what we learned here. And so many of us, we have this negative, unhealthy programming. And then the third part of that is we need to learn new processes if we're going to recover from that crash. The third thing that I've discovered in recovering from a crash is we need to get back to our mission. After we crash, to recover, we need to move forward. Not stuck in the past, but engaged in the present. When you've crashed, you can get stuck there. Maybe due to your own hurt. Maybe due to the people that you hurt or you let down. Maybe even it's all about your own disappointment. Maybe you feel the life and the resources was sucked out of you completely. I know I've been there. But you know what? Move forward. Don't stay stuck. And make sure you remember your mission. Get back to it. For me, it was and it is the following. Every day, I resolve to live fully, to love authentically, to serve gratefully, to lead effectively, and to make a difference. One final thought I want to leave you with here today. Don't be afraid so much of the crash, but of getting stuck. I believe in second chances, and I really hope you do as well. Thanks for watching. I'd love if you could offer your comments below, like this video, and go ahead and share it. And if you want more support recovering from your crash, please go ahead and reach out. You can always reach me through our website or by emailing me. My email is real simple, abe@momentumcoaching.ca. Thank you. Go out there. Be resilient. Bounce back. The world needs you. And a second chance is waiting there for you. If you've crashed, make sure you recover. Thank you so much.